storytelling show?
I did. I bombed. I feel horrible about it.
Did you really? What was the story?
It's a great story, but it had no ending. And Ari was like, all you need is a good ending. Just don't worry about the story. Have a good ending.
Wait, what's the story?
I had sex with my screenwriting teacher, and I worked at a New York Film Academy. And one of the teachers there, it's a long story, but basically my shower didn't work in Crown Heights, so I went like a week without showering. I smelled like shit. My boss said, you got to shower. You can't come in. And so I was going around asking.
Hold on 1 second. You literally didn't shower to the point where people were like,
yeah,
hey,
it was bad.
You got to take a shower.
I couldn't do it because I was doing sets at night, and then I'd wake up. You get home at 3 a.m. You have to wake up at 7 for work. So you run out of there. And we had no hot water, and we had no electricity in our apartment every now and then. So it was snowing out. It was too cold to take a cold shower. And so eventually I put a fucking pot on the stove. I boiled it in the dark, and I was like, I'm just going to take a whore's bath in the kitchen, get it over with. The lights click on after I done showering. My fucking roommate cooked stovetop stuffing in the pot. So now I'm covered in BO and like spices and shit and herbs. But it was too late. I had to go to work, so I had to run out. I smelled like Thanksgiving. So I remember getting on the train. It was the 4 train. It was all, I was the only white guy. And black guys were like standing over like,
Hold on.
Sniffing me.
Hold on. You took a horse bath with stovetop stuff?
Yeah, well, I put a pot on. I filled it with water, and turned out it was dark, so I didn't know it was covered in corn nuts and shit, cornbread.
So you smell bad, but now you smell even worse.
Now I smell like
herbs.
a home-cooked meal, yeah. It was brutal. So now I'm desperate. I get to work, and I'm covered in this film, and I got like little parsley pieces on me. So I go up to everybody, and one lady, the screenwriting teacher, Mrs. Fritz, we'll call her. I go, hey, look, can I shower at your place? She goes, sure, I don't care. And I was like, oh, my God. She was like kind of cute, like 40-year-old, quirky, weird earrings, big beehive kind of thing, hairdo. And she was like, yeah, sure, just come over. But I'm having a dinner party at 8. So if you don't mind getting out of there, I was like, you got it, whatever. So I get there like 6. I bring a bottle of wine to be nice. I get there. She has a beautiful apartment in Brooklyn, all like a fucking spread on the table, just crazy setup, dishes, glassware, the placemats. And I'm like, oh my God, she's like 8 things going on the stove, bubbling. I'm like, oh my God, she's really doing this. So I get in, I go, hey, look, I'll take a shower, I'll be out of your hair, no problem. She goes, sure, but have a glass of wine. We don't really know each other. I have a glass of wine. We have 2 glasses of wine, 3 glasses of wine. We're talking about life and love and philosophy. We're going at it. And I was like, look, it's 7:10. I got to get in that shower. She goes, all right. Well, are you hungry? And I'm like, I guess I'll have a bowl. She made paella. I was like, yeah, I've been eating good in 3 weeks. I'll take a bowl of paella. So now I'm eating the paella. We have another glass of wine. I'm like, hey, look, lady, it's 7:30. I got to get the hell out of here. You're having a dinner party at 8. So she's like, all right. So I get in the shower, and I'm hammered at this point. I've had like 6 glasses of wine. And I remember being in the shower, washing my body, and be like, this is so nice. And then I go, am I going to fuck this woman? No, what are you kidding? Get out of here. It's fucking, 20 minutes till people show up. So I got out of the shower. Now it's like 7:48, I'm like scurrying, like, all right, I got to go. Thank you. And she goes, have one more glass. I'm like, all right. And she's like, let me give you a tour of the apartment. We're walking around her apartment. She's showing me knickknacks and whatever. Now we're standing up on her couch looking at a painting on the wall. And we're both looking at it. We're like face to face. And she goes, you know what? And I go, what's that? She goes, I want you to come in my face. Swear to God, I want you to come in my face. And I go, all right. And now we're just going at it. We're on the floor, rolling around, knocking coffee tables over and all this shit, just fucking. And she pulled this string or something, and all the lights went out in her apartment. And we're just going at it. And it was nighttime, just hot, dark sex. I wake up the next morning, there's blood everywhere. She was on her period. And, I mean, I just didn't notice it because of the dark. It was just fucking beet red crime scene thing.
Yeah.
And I had work the next morning, so I just had to, so I went from being the cleanest I've ever been to now I'm covered in uterine lining. So I had to just put on clothes and go to work. And I remember on the way out, she was like, don't you tell anybody. And I was like, all right, I won't. And of course, I told everybody right when I got in. But, yeah, that was it. That was my story. Right. I should have done the podcast. Right.
Why did I
did the late night.
Why did I do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Why? Why did I go on Carson Daly when I could have just... How many late nights have you done?
12, I think.
Wow, and all of them bad?
Some really bad.
No, they're
some
all phenomenal.
Pretty good. No, my last one was rough, and I lost sleep over it. I'm like punching walls in a hotel room in Sacramento, like, fuck, why did I pick that joke? Why did I do that,
Why am I in Sacramento? No, I know what you mean when you feel like you do a set that you're bummed about a little bit. Or, yeah, I get it, but I'm not placating. I would not mention it, but I truly think I haven't seen you have a bad set on television.
Hey, I appreciate it.
I mean that.
I appreciate it. I did once. I did my half-hour Comedy Central special.
Now
or whatever you call
that
it.
was bad.
That was bad because I had I got a virus called H. pylori. And I was like, I got to change the date. They're like, we can't change the date. So I had to do it. If you look on the internet, I'm puffy. My face is this big. I'm
What's
sweating.
H. pylori?
It's a virus you get from eating feces. And I ate some fat chick's ass in Wisconsin. And I guess I got some fecal matter in me and totally shut me down.
Wow.
I was like, my tongue was sheet white. I was spitting up like hocks of whatever. I was shitting water. I had a stomach ache. I mean, I was weak. It really got me.
Those cheesehead chicks.
I know.
Is that because she didn't wipe enough? Huh?
I assume. I mean, I think even when I went back there, she was like, "You're fucking crazy.
Are you?
You're taking your life in your hands here."
Are you a big ass eater?
It was like 6 years ago, and it was like just. It was
when it
hot.
just started, right? It was a trend. Yeah,
it was a trend, and I wanted to show like, hey, I'm down. I'm pro women. I'll eat your ass.
You had those True Religion jeans on, and you were all with the hip trends. You had affliction shirt, and you're like, I'm eating that ass, pal.
You got that right.
Whatever comes around, I'm going for it.
Yeah. So
you learned your lesson now.
I learned my lesson. I came up. It looked like I had a candy apple. I was covered in chocolate. And boy, I learned my lesson. Now I only eat kids' asses.
Right.
Yeah, it's got to be clean. I get a baby wipe in there.
Well, because they've just been cleaned.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, do you after tub time? Is that what it is?
Tub time.
Right after tub time, right before nap hour. that's when you do it.
And then I lick it, and then I put baby powder on it. I could go all day about statutory.
I was reading an article this morning about gender differences and stuff. It was actually a book review, and I thought, and the conclusion of the article was, well, we're more similar than we are different as human beings, men and women. It's like, no kidding.
Right,
yes, we are just about exactly the same creatures with these distinct qualities.
Yes.
There's some distinctness qualities biologically that just are we have a bigger corpus callosum. They have bigger. They have a better brain.
Yeah.
They have better
eggs.
brain. They live longer. They have eggs.
Yeah, I mean, there's clear differences.
Yeah, no, there are differences, and it has an effect. Now, we're much more alike than we are different.
Sure.
Except where we're different, which is a small percentage, but we're different.
And it's okay, and I like the differences. I like hips and a small waist and a big nipple and a bald vag.
Stop talking about me that way.
All right. Anyone else hard?
So.
No, I mean, you still got to be a comedian at the end of the day.
So tell me about when you got caught. How did you get?
Oh boy, it was brutal, man. It was like iPhones were still kind of new, and I was in the shower. And I was always on edge, like I'd gotten almost caught like 800 times, but gotten out of it.
Had you cheated a lot?
Yeah, pretty much every weekend,
Really?
Yeah, it was bad because we weren't fucking because we were sick of each other.
Yeah.
But it was still like you shouldn't cheat. And almost got caught a bunch. And I would just deny. And then I'm in the shower one day. Everything's going great. Good relationship. Birds are chirping. Sun's out. And I'm showering up, whistling. And my phone lights up on the coffee table. She's watching TV, and a naked picture pops up, and it's some blonde chick that I banged who knows where, and I had no passcode then because it was kind of a new phone, and she opens it up and starts reading the thread, and it was like, man, we did this and we did that, and it was so hot, and I want to do this again, I want to gargle that and suck on this and swallow that, and just me saying shit like I can't wait to do this again and pull that and yank that and fist this, and so the fucking bathroom door kicks open, she pulls the curtain back, and I remember being like, hey, coming in? And she just showed me the phone, and it was the picture of the naked girl, and just dropped the phone in the tub. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I grab the phone. I jump out naked. And I'm just like in the living room like, hey, come on. What are you, crazy? Get out of here. No, she's nuts. Fuck her. And she's like, I read the whole thing. Fuck you. I knew it. And I'm, you're naked. When you're naked, you look like an idiot. You're naked and wet.
It's like the flip-flop of forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Oh, yeah. There you go. So that was it. After that, and then we tried to work it out, but it was never the same. And 6 months later, it was done.
Yeah.
And we lived together, and I just moved out, and I was like, keep the place. I paid half the rent, just try to be a good guy out of guilt, and I just couch surfed for like a year.
Really?
Yeah, I fucked everything in that year. I mean, I banged a chick in a homeless shelter. I was going on the road as much as I could. It was
wait. Go back to the homeless shelter.
Crazy story. I met a girl at a show. I got her number. We met up like a week later. I went to a bar called Alligator Lounge where you get a free pizza with every drink. So I met up with this girl, and she's just wolfing down these pizza slices, putting them down. She was like a cute blonde chick. And I was like, you all right? She's like, I got to be honest, I'm homeless. And I go, what? I'm homeless. So we started bonding on the homeless thing, and then she told me she's in a shelter, and I'm like, oh, so we're making out. And then she pulls me away and goes, wouldn't it be crazy if we went to my shelter? And I was like, yeah. Go back to making out, pounding booze. Before I know it, we're in a cab on the way to the shelter. And that's a funny moment, by the way, being in a cab to a homeless shelter. So we get there. It's way out in Brooklyn, big stone building. And she's like, I just realized they're not going to let you in. It's pretty regulated, you know. So there's this guy in the front. You have to like be buzzed into this huge gate, big metal gate that slides open and goes, you know. Yeah. So she has this big hobo key to the shelter. It's like a key with a hubcap on it. And she's like, maybe you could go in and just act like you own the place. Go in with the key and just walk right in. You won't have to sign in. I was like, all right, that's good. So I go in. I go, yep, homeless, you know, tough, riding the rails. You know, I'm swinging the key. And the guy's like, yeah, whatever. It's 4 a.m. And she just walks in and goes, hey, I'll sign in, because she's actually there, so they know her. So she goes, whatever you do, don't get caught. I'm on the 3rd floor. It's the women's floor. You get caught on the women's floor, you'll go to jail, because, like, you know, I can't go up and rape women. Yeah. Bunch of hobos up there, you know. And I remember I walked in, and there was this big pit. It was just a big floor, and it was full of people on cots, people in sleeping bags, people crying, people screaming, people like kind of wrestling. It was wild. Babies crying. It was crazy. And I go up to the 3rd floor, and I run to her room, and I open the door, swing the door open, and it's got 2 cots on the wall, jail style, stains on the walls, just shitty cracked window. And I was like, oh my God. She comes in like 10 minutes later. We have crazy hobo sex. We go at it. Thank God I had a rubber. Who knows where she's been. And the next morning, I had this crazy, like, beer piss I had to get out of me, like booze piss. So I had the big stomach, and I was like, I got to pee. She's like, you can't go to the bathroom. You'll get caught. And I go, I got to go. It's an emergency. So I get the key. I run to the bathroom. I'm peeing, and a girl comes in. I'm in the stall. A girl comes in the bathroom. I'm like, oh, shit. So I have to sit down and pee, you know, so she doesn't know I'm a guy. And she's just dropping fucking soup cans in there. I mean, this girl next to me, hobo shit. And I just pull my pants up and get the hell out of there. I give her a key back. I say, thanks for nothing. I run home.
That's fucking crazy.
It was wild, yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, brave sucks. It's rarely brave. You know, talking about how rape is cool is very brave.
It is. It's yeah.
And people go, "How could you say?" I'm like, I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it's brave.
Yeah, I'm not saying
you get ruined.
Yeah, right. I'm not saying it's it's awesome.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's very brave.
Yeah,
yeah. You're dancing on a line.
Brave. Yeah. But we've ruined that word, and comedy turned into some kind of like agreeance off at some point, and I feel like we're getting out of that.
No, we will. Yeah, the swing is happening, especially because people, when you tour, they tell you how bad they just want to talk shit and have a good time.
Right.
They don't go. Nobody goes to a club for a fucking political lesson.
Yes.
Nobody goes to like feel correct about the world. They go there to escape the bullshit that they feel about their workplace every day and the things that they're not supposed to say and do. And there you go, oh, fuck it. I can let it burn. And this guy's going to help me let it burn.
Right.
More the gasoline to be like, let's fucking do it, light it up, you know?
Exactly. I mean, it's like you go to the Midwest and you talk to some guys on stage talking about like how we need to help these people. And they're like, dude, I work in a mill. I hit my wife almost a minute ago. Like, just please give me a yuck 'em up.
And you keep making this not funny, I'm going to hit her again right in front of you. That's what's going to happen. I'm on my 15th Bud Heavy, so.
Yes, you're to blame.
You are to blame, pal.
And also, I just see jokes as the shell of a puzzle. I don't see it as like this feelingsy thing. Like, I have a joke in my act where I say, it's got to be hard to be a kid now. When we were so lucky as kids. I used to do it in your tour there, where I'd say, back when we were a kid, you had not a care in the world. You run to the car and yell, shotgun. Now the only time a kid yells that out now is in a classroom. And people are like, oh, my God. I'm like, to me, I just see shotgun. The joke clicks. That's it. I don't see the whole inner webbing of people dying and feelings and parents who lost kids. I don't have any of that. To me, it's just the puzzle part.
I had a joke where I would say we had to go to George's choir concert, and it was like fucking 4 hours long. Mm-hmm. And the joke was, I wrote it the night we went to the choir concert. I then left to do a spot after the choir concert. I said, I just sat through a 4-hour choir concert, and everyone was like, oh. I was like, yeah, where's a school shooter when you need one? Or like
that's funny.
I still to this day, and it's like, I laugh. I tried to explain this to someone one time. I go, what you find funny, I also find funny. But what I find funny, you won't always find funny.
Right.
Like things that make me laugh are like really when you're not supposed to laugh. Like, do you remember I could not stop showing you guys the Louis C.K. parent video?
Oh man, we were dying.
Could not
in
stop
Utah.
laughing.
Yeah.
Because he was not trying to be funny, and that's when people are.
Of course. Yeah, that was comedy gold.
It was when he goes in. He goes, this famous comedian was yerking off. I could not stop laughing at that. And I go, I know that this kid lost a child.
Yeah.
I can't imagine the pain and grief he's gone through. I can't imagine the anger he had when he saw Louis joking about it.
Yeah, of course.
And all of that coupled by him inadvertently being very funny in what is not meant to be fun. It's like fucked up shit makes me laugh. Today, I just said this today. We got a new puppy and I was cuddling with it. And I was just loving this puppy. I mean, this puppy cuddles so fucking hard. It is almost, I've never seen anything like it. And I go, someone's had to have fucked their dog. Like
that's great.
But like, I can't say that to like my wife's friends.
Right.
They don't get it. They just would be like, what
I
the
have thoughts
fuck?
like that all the time. I'll sit there and go, do you think pedophiles that fuck little girls make fun of pedophiles that fuck little boys? Like, look at these fucking gay pedos, fucking homo. And I'm like, that's an actually interesting thought to me.
Yeah.
I'd actually like to have a debate about it, but people go, what the fuck? Holy shit. But like, to me, that's something. Let's dig into this.
So,
Wow, I like this broad.
what do you think, Dr. Drew?
Well,
Do the farts pull these shit out? Thanks a lot. Hope to hear from you. Have a great show.
he's like, bye.
Yeah.
So, your Mom's House listeners and viewers spend a lot of time
Oh, is that what this
contemplating very weird stuff.
Yeah.
Cogitating on the strange.
Well, there's no answers for these things.
All right,
That's
so here's
why.
the deal. So gas forms within the colon because of the bacteria. It's just forming in there. And if you look at an X-ray of the colon, it's just all over the place.
Yeah.
It's not doing anything. And your colon is doing this, moving everything through. Your colon pushes everything through. It's called peristalsis. And when it gets down into the ampulla, look at those pictures of
Whoa.
colons and gas. I mean, the one down there, the second on the bottom right, the one to the left. There, the one from the left. That's your gas. That's a lot of gas.
That's
and
gas.
stuff in there.
Wow.
Yeah. That's a lot of gas in there. And
Wow, that'll kill a Jew.
it could. Wow, I don't like that one.
That's a gas chamber bit.
I get you.
right.
Get you.
I know you're on like grassroots lawyer. Like, we're gonna help the downtrodden.
Common man.
Yeah. And so they weren't making money. Like, they do some pro bono shit. And
What kind of attorneys were they?
they were civil. You slip on a boat, or
gross.
you slip in a Walmart. Yeah,
gross. Bad people.
Yeah, bad. And they hated it. They were both miserable. They told me openly, like, I hate my job. I feel like shit every day. And I was like,
But they raised a good kid.
yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, I was a fuck up. Juvie and
You went to juvenile, huh?
Oh, yeah, a couple times. A lot of, what do you call that, vandalism,
What, graffiti?
graffiti. I had a tag name.
What was your tag name?
My tag name was Stank.
STANK?
Yeah, which I'm
Shit.
still embarrassed about.
Should be. That is embarrassing.
Yeah, it was all over my notebooks, and we would break stuff. We would do this thing where we would drive down the street and knock off side view mirrors.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
That was fun. That was like a pastime for us.
Mailboxes?
Nah, not really mailboxes. More side view.
Did you egg houses?
We egged houses. We TP'd. We ran amok.
You did it all.
Oh yeah.
Isn't egging houses? I realized this the other day. It's like the most white privileged thing to throw like good food at a home.
Oh yeah.
Like you're throwing food at property. It's like just such like a privileged person ruining a privileged person's afternoon.
Good point. And kind of abortion-y.
Yeah, you're really doing.
think
Yeah.
about it.
Well, I'm pro-choice, so that's why.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fine with egging houses. I'm pro-choice.
Same here.
You should be embarrassed about stuff like that because we all have that. Like I thought I could rap when I was young.
Oh.
Yeah,
See, I never got into that wigger stuff. Because
Yeah.
I grew up in a black neighborhood, so I had enough blackness inside my asshole. Like,
Yeah.
you had to kind of seek it out and rebel, maybe.
No,
as a suburb.
I loved it. No,
Really?
yeah, I loved it so much.
Wow.
Just out of curiosity, did we party together in Seattle?
Yes. No, I think it was Portland, actually. Yeah,
Fuck
we went to a
yes.
strip club.
God damn
That was a
it.
great night, and I was so hungover. I remember I was just like, I'm not drinking for 4 days. I'm so hungover, and you were like, do this shot. I was like, I can't, and you're like, do it. And I was like, if I do this shot, I'm gonna puke, and you're like, do it, and I did it, and I puked. But I kept drinking, and then I saw you at the airport at 6 a.m. and you had a beer in your hand.
Yeah, still drinking.
Yeah, I was very impressed.
Yeah, Well, that's my MO. I
Yeah.
can reward myself. I get up early. Like I got off stage at like 1. Yes, 2 days ago, Saturday night or Sunday morning. My car picked me up at 4, and I said, okay, if I can get like 2 hours sleep, then I'll get myself a cocktail. And I was like, and then that'll right the boat immediately. As soon as I get a little bit of a buzz, I'm like, oh, I'm fine. And so,
Have you tried Motive Pure? Have you heard of this?
no.
I did Drunk History, and I was talking to the guy who I forget his name, but Derek Waters, and he was like, I was like, look, I can't wait to do the show, but I gotta let you know I get the worst hangovers, like 2-day hangovers. They're brutal. And he's like, oh, I got a thing. It's called Motive Pure. They give it to athletes to stay hydrated. He's like, I haven't had a hangover in 4 years. I'm like, oh my God. He's like, get them on Amazon. Go nuts. So I ordered a bunch. I do Drunk History. I drank like a third of a bottle of scotch. I really go after it. And
Heard of a bottle of scotch.
is that a lot? I don't know. I drank it's like a gold label, but I drank a lot of it, more than half. And I really went hard because I wanted to be funny for the show. And he's like, here's your Motive Pure. And it's like a little shot. I drank it.
Is this it?
That's it. Yeah.
I'm buying a box right now.
I drank it.
I can get it by tomorrow.
There you go. So it'll be good for your hangover tomorrow. But I put it down, and I wake up. I've never been more hungover. I puked my brains out. I was shitting blood. I had a gig that night. I had to cancel the gig. I couldn't get out of bed.
Blood.
I was like regarding Henry. I was in bed. I couldn't move my toes. I couldn't get out of bed. It was brutal. Oh, my God. That shit. I think you got to, like, drink a lot of it or something, but I overrode it with the fucking scotch. But try it. You might like it. Didn't work for me.
Do you still party?
Oh, yeah. I had a crazy weekend in Columbus. Great city.
Oh, were you?
Funny Bone.
Yeah.
Yeah, great time.
Oh, wait, yeah. I just saw I think I was there and I saw your name on the list.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
I had a blast. What a fun town. They call it the Austin of the Midwest.
Yeah.
Yeah, which, I don't know, seems a little weird, but good times.
Great club. You got to go to Liberty Township.
I'm doing that in 2 weeks.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I was just there, and I'll tell you the one thing you're gonna that I think every comic notices: their fucking sound system is amazing.
I keep hearing that.
It's the best sound you've ever had.
Great.
It's like you hear yourself, but it's not overwhelming. Yeah, I love those two clubs because you can pack them out and you can make like legit money.
Yeah. And I hate doing the meet and greet after, but I just suck it up and I do it, and you get a couple numbers, and yeah, it's a cakewalk out there in the Midwest.
Did you get laid this weekend?
Oh boy, did I? I mean, it's that some curly-haired New Yorker shows up, and you look exotic out there.
Yeah,
it's a good time. It's fun.
So yeah, that's what Soder was like. Yeah. Mark's numbers are through the roof.
Well, I went hard, man. I never got laid in high school and all that, so I just put my focus into that. And getting laid, it's a real art form. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just got good at it. It was like open mics. I got shot down for months and months, then got better and better, and then you get on Tinder and Bumble, and that's a game changer.
100% true story.
Damn, that's a funny guy.
It's a really funny guy.
He fucked with you pretty good.
His
but
name
funny.
was Lil Duval. I don't know what happened to him.
Mine is
just say pancakes.
All right, I got lost in upstate New York, and I couldn't figure out. I didn't have a smartphone. I didn't know where I was going, so I see this black girl in the corner. She was really pretty, and I go up to her and I talk to her. I'm like, "Hey, can you help me?" And we're kind of flirting a little bit, like we're like hitting it off. And she's laughing, and I'm zinging and zanging. And this guy drives by in a truck, like a hillbilly guy, and yells out, "Pancake lover!" And I was like, Jesus, man, I just met this girl, and you're going to use the L word already? Slow down, that's an important word. We should bury that word, blah, blah, blah.
Use the L word.
Yeah, maybe I could bring it back. I don't know.